You know, that's the whole thing he's doing here. It serves his purpose. It makes him money because that means that weird psycho fucking conspiracy nuts can watch this stuff. And it also means that, like, you know, he has an out for people who support him and like him to believe that he didn't actually do it. They're orchestrating. He's trying to tell the truth. And that's why everyone's coming out and saying that I'm an evil sexual assault pervert freak, right? All right, for now, we got some Russell brand sloponomics. So we got, like, alleged rapist, just because I could probably get in trouble. Not that my fucking stream is gonna, like, pop off anytime soon, but you know what I mean. You never know. Alleged rapist Russell Brand saying we need to know who's on the Epstein flight logs, even though he will probably be on them.
Overnight, the FBI and Justice Department releasing 11 hours of footage they say helps confirm notorious financier Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019, awaiting his sex trafficking trial. But perhaps the biggest bombshell, investigators say they found no incriminating client list of Epstein's, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, and no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties.
Yeah, damn, dude. I wonder why that is.
We was promised an Epstein list. Where's our Epstein list? What's this an indication of? Is it an indication, let me know in the comments and chat what you think, that when it comes to it, there are layers of power, realms of power, inaccessible even to purportedly the most powerful people on Earth? Where's the list?
What I want to know is where's the Russell Brand list? Where's the Russell Brand files?
Official.
Put it in a more localized scale. If Hollywood for years ran on paedophilia and the casting couch and sexual energy and exploitation, do you think that stopped when Harvey Weinstein went to jail? Did it stop that day?
Oh my God, he's like incriminating himself, dude. This is crazy. It's crazy that this guy, you know, this is again proof, chat, that if you are, like, rich and powerful enough, you could just get away with anything. Like, this guy is like fucking groomed people, according to, like, the people who said it. It's just completely fucked.
So you look at the Diddy trials. Diddy's been mostly exonerated, hasn't he? Mostly acquitted, found guilty of a couple of things. If Diddy was doing anything...
They cut that pretty fucking soon, didn't they?
Stopped with Diddy? Like, that's the fact of the matter. That's what institutional systemic corruption means.
It's crazy to hear him talk about this. This is fucking mental. Pot kettle black. The video
runs deep. You can't solve it with one individual.
You can't beat us. You'll never beat us. Fucking literally, like, defending the fucking rapist subculture of the entertainment and wealth circles of capitalist society.
Even if it's a very robust and somewhat magnificent individual like Donald Trump. What is this surveillance footage?
What is he doing? Is he, like, referring to himself? He's just doing full on, like, rapists are fine content.
What, my God, like, I mean, I've seen footage of, like, Elon Musk and Donald Trump making out now. There's no footage that we can rely on as credible.
Bro, there's just, like, so much wrong with this. There's so much wrong with this. He's glazing rapists, all the while being like, yeah, but we need to know what's going on with Jeffrey Epstein because he's a dead one.
Can you ever trust anything you see online again?
And he's like, artificial intelligence, AI videos means that you can't believe anything that you see anymore. Damn, that would be convenient for you, wouldn't it, if there was any video footage of your crimes?
Authority and power again. The answer is a clear and simple one in this rhetorical discourse that I'm conducting with myself. No, you can't. This is who you can trust. People you can see with your eyes. Food that you've grown yourself. Things you've repaired with your own hands. A family that you protect with your own firearm.
Oh my God. This guy is responsible almost like 100% for some of the losers that come down to the community garden that I go to. Yeah, why would anyone watch his channel then? This argument doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like, yeah, if you're just gonna be like, nothing's real, don't trust anything that you watch, don't trust any broadcasting. The tenets of trusting specific kind of reporters and programs and stuff like that are things like, can you cross-reference what they say? Can you figure out if what they say is true? Can you find, like, a legitimate source on that? Where has this reporting come from? Is this reporting come from someone on the ground, or is it someone who has a stake in something? Is that reporter biased? You know, how are they reporting on it? Like, all realm of critical thinking gone. Just like, don't watch anything. Don't trust anyone. Don't watch anything. Don't trust anyone. Everything's computer. Everything's terrorist.
Power wherever possible. There are occultist interests at work in the world, and those occultist interests aren't going to go, oh, guess what? Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein, he was working for Mossad or the CIA or acronyms so deep and esoteric that we don't even know them. If they can kill JFK, if they can bring down the Twin Towers, if they can fake moon landings, there's no telling what they can do. Let me know in the comments and chat which ones of those.
That's why he's doing this. That's why he's doing this. He's like, the Epstein flight logs are in the same realm as fake moon landings, 9/11, and killing JFK. Right? It's in the same anti-Semitic conspiracy world. That's who he's referring to as they. Absolutely, he's referring to the Jews and probably not Israel, because he was just like, yeah, it's not going to be the Mossad, it's not going to be CIA. It would be fucking mental if Rusty Rockets was pro-Palestine. Like, that would be insane. He would only be doing it to be anti-Semitic, of course. Like, I'm absolutely convinced of that. But that's why he's doing it. He's doing this. He's like, oh, all of these things, they're all in the realm of like scary conspiracy theories, occult interests, yeah, the shadowy cabal of people who are like pulling the strings, or the pedophilic cabal, because he's like, those are the bad rapists. Me, I'm just, he's Russell Brand, I'm just a regular rapist, like regular, allegedly, who does these kinds of things. And I was just, I was just having fun. I was just messing around. I wasn't serious, I thought those girls were really into me and they took the piss. That's the whole thing he's doing here. It serves his purpose. It makes him money because that means that weird psycho fucking conspiracy nuts can watch this stuff. And it also means that, like, he has an out for people who support him and like him to believe that he didn't actually do it. They're orchestrating. He's trying to tell the truth. And that's why everyone's coming out and saying that I'm an evil sexual assault pervert freak, right?
As you think are conspiracy theories and which ones are conspiracy facts, because one thing that's a conspiracy fact now is you ain't getting the Epstein list.
Epstein has been at the center of conspiracies surrounding both his death and a rumored client list allegedly used to blackmail.
The new line has already gone out. Like, Trump's base just like don't give a shit. They're like, yeah, fine. There was no Epstein list. It never happened. Like, they don't care about it anymore because it doesn't concern the Democrats, the evil people in power. It is acceptable to them because they're willing for it to be a thing when it serves Donald Trump. When it doesn't serve Donald Trump anymore, fine, whatever, who cares? They're not actually interested. Meanwhile, Elon just said Steve Bannon is in the Epstein files. Wait, what? When? Oh, this is crazy. All right. They arrested and killed Peanut, but have not even tried to file charges against anyone on the Epstein client list. Wait, what's Peanut? Is he calling Jeffrey Epstein Peanut? What the fuck? Roger Stone, why would Jeffrey Epstein associate Steve Bannon to try and help Robert Mueller send me to prison by perjuring himself at my trial? Why would Bannon meet with Jeffrey Epstein both at his New York home and in Paris after Epstein was convicted on sex crimes in Florida? Why would he coach Epstein for a 60 Minutes appearance? Bannon is in the Epstein files. This guy is just tweeting, dude. Everyone Elon Musk doesn't like is in the Epstein files. You don't have to hand it to Musk at all. This is just crazy, dude. Like, he's probably right. I'm willing to believe it. The reason that the conspiracy lie, there is a shadowy cabal of elite pedophiles that run the world, yeah? The reason that is such an easy to swallow pill is because there's a grain of truth to it. It's not like the Jews. It's not like, some kind of like evil communist, bizarre China conspiracy. It's literally just the people in power of imperialist, states.
Here's Elon. What's the time? Oh, look. No one's been arrested. O'clock again. There's Elon's response to that.
And all these people are like rallying behind Elon Musk.
Let's see what Tim Pool, Rumble content creator, says.
Let's take a look and see what Tim Pool's saying. Said no serious ever.
So what I'm starting to sense is that as you get near real power, the risks increase. That's what I believe.
Of course you would say that. Of course you would say that, dude. When you get near real power, there's a risk of having multiple credible sexual assault claims made against you, like what happened to me, and everyone should not think about those whatsoever. This is crazy, dude. When he gets fucking prosecuted, they're gonna be able to use shit like this as evidence. They're gonna be like, look, you tried to like manufacture consent of your audience to like not believe that you did this. This is like some kind of fucking like contempt of court.
Diddy may have been able to cut some kind of deal to just keep his mouth shut and not say who was at those parties that may have been embarrassed.
Yeah, sure, maybe. Or maybe Diddy is powerful enough to, like, have the best lawyers, to have better lawyers than the people that he fucking harmed. That's how wealth and power works in the world.
So you know the kind of people that are likely on the Epstein list. Michael Tracy says, the Epstein files functioned as a convenient proxy to rev up certain overly online, impressionable, hazily conspiratorial demographic into voting Republican and thinking they were defeating the dark, powerful forces of hidden establishment depravity by doing so. Clever.
Okay, you don't have to hand it to sweaty Michael Tracy, but that's a pretty solid take. Republicans and Trump particularly, and MAGA, were never interested about doing anything to release the Epstein files, because if they did, it would have, completely compromised Trump. And that's the end of it.
Isn't part of MAGA absolute transparency? Isn't it the revelation of the deep corruption of previous political establishment?
No, it isn't.
Isn't it our right to know if Bill Clinton and Bill Gates, all the Bills, were going to a super fun Pinocchio island of paedophilia? Fun, horses, courses, strokes for folks.
Oh my God, I cannot stand this cunt.
Levels of esotericism and occultism that can never be, by their nature, explicitly conveyed to the public. Otherwise, the entire systems in which you are a participant would collapse. And those...
These fucking conspiracy nerds wind me up so much, because it's like, they're like, oh, if anyone finds the truth out about who's on the Epstein flight logs, the system will collapse overnight. Bro, shut up. No, it won't. Basically, everybody knows the biggest person who is on the Epstein flight logs of all time. It's obviously Donald Trump. That's obviously why they're not getting released. That's why it's being revealed now that, like, oh, the flight logs never existed. It is not real. That's the end of it. Everybody basically knows the system isn't falling apart. You are a plank. It is so dumb.